Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So it is a new year and you want to max out this year. You want to get a max cape and quote unquote finish the game. So in order to max your account, you will need to achieve level 99 in every single skill in old school RuneScape. Now, on average, this will take about 2,000 to 2,500 hours, and that's on average, right? If you kind of know what you're doing, you got some money type thing. Now, for me personally, I played an Ironman account, and it took over 4,000 hours to achieve a max cape. So it 100% is a really big commitment, and it is something that will take you a long time, years. And it's one of those things, do you actually enjoy playing the game and really want to push for it? Like every single skill in the game, like we're talking agility, mining, like some of them are painful and take a long time. So you have to ask yourself, do you actually want it? Or, you know, like, would you rather be doing, say, PVM raids and actually, like, you know, having fun with the game? So you have to ask yourself if it's something you really do want to go for. Alright, so let's just jump right into it. So you want to think ahead, obviously. Now, there is a couple of skills in RuneScape that you can kind of train passively if you start them sooner. So you want to start farming and hunter as soon as you possibly can. Now, the thing with farming is you plant seeds and they take a long time to do. So you want to start this as early as possible so you can knock it out before you max. And with Hunter, you can start doing birdhouse runs and just do them while you do your farming runs, and basically you'll make a lot of profit on the side and passively train your Hunter. I've heard of people who have never even trained Hunter because they started birdhouse runs on day one, so I highly recommend you do this. It's not a lot of experience, but you know, it definitely adds up over time and you make money, and it takes like a minute. Now, something I would highly recommend you do while going for maxing is to slowly work on getting your quest cape and achievement diary cape. So on screen right now are the stats required in order to get the quest cape, and as you can see, there's quite a bit, and it will get your account rounded off to be a pretty decent account, getting you 85 combat. You'll probably be a lot higher than that actually. You'll have obviously all the quest points in the game, and you'll have 1,500 total level. And yeah, it definitely, you know, your account will slowly get up there, and you'll at least get a little bit of a taste of every single skill in the game. And honestly, like I said, your combat level will probably be a lot higher. All of your other stats will be too by the time you actually, you know, say get 70 agility and 75 magic and 70 construction, stuff like that. You'll probably have a lot higher of an account, but it's definitely sort of like a stepping stone and a nice path to follow. Now, getting the quest cape does obviously take a long time, but it is fairly simple to do. Most of the bosses for the quests are easy to complete. There's a few that, you know, might take a couple of tries or whatever, but they're not very intense like doing the Theater of Blood or whatever. So it definitely is a lot easier to do, and pretty much every player could easily get a quest cape. It just does take some time. Make sure to obviously have the quest helper plugin installed. There's lots of benefits to doing quests as well, because you'll get tons of experience and XP lamps just for completing the quests, which you could use on skills you don't like, maybe agility, maybe rune crafting, you know what I mean. And you also unlock tons of new areas and overall just benefits to your account. So it's definitely a very good thing to do to just knock out the quest cape on the way to maxing. And it is honestly a lot of fun, and it will make you train a variety of skills. Now, another thing you can do is go for the achievement diary cape. Again, it's a nice stepping stone, a nice progression in order to go for the max cape, kind of like a path laid out almost, you know what I mean? This is definitely going to take you a very long time, a lot longer than the quest cape, that is for sure, because there's some hefty requirements. We're talking 91 rune crafting, 95 slayer, 90 woodcutting, 90 agility, ability, some of these will take you an absolutely long time, but it's one of those things where you can set your account to go for these goals and you know you're actually working towards something, you know what I mean? It's really nice to have it sort of laid out for you. And the good thing about achievement diaries too is you can say complete the easies and then maybe later mediums, later hards. You don't have to just go for the elite ones right off the bat, right? But it definitely is something good to work towards. And you know, getting the capes, great, and obviously all of the perks from each of the achievement diaries will help your account quite a bit. And by the time you complete the elite diary, you are well on your way towards maxing with a total level of over 1900. Now, you should definitely take advantage of mini games and skilling bosses because they will offer you some amazing rewards, and they're a lot more engaging than traditional training methods. And I wish that some of these came out before I actually maxed my account. Now, especially things like the Guardians of the Rift is an amazing update to rune crafting and kind of took more of a boring, really repetitive skill and just made it better by having the mini game out, right? A lot more engaging. There's a lot more players to there for you to chat with, and there's also rewards that you can get and kind of bring an RNG aspect to skilling, which I really like because you're not just doing the same boring repetitive action over and over again. So yeah, things like Tempores obviously and things like Wintertot are just great additions to the game, and you should definitely take advantage of these methods to split up your grind and also unlock all of the cool rewards. Even if it is a little bit slower experience, it's much better and you probably won't burn out. Now, maxing a main, you will definitely need a good amount of GP to pay for buyables such as construction, maybe herblore, right? So I highly recommend you have a way to make GP, and it could be anything you want, right? A lot of people maybe will just train Slayer to make all of their money, and honestly that is completely fine because you can make a lot of money training Slayer. Say for example, one of my Cerberus tasks, I made over 100 million GP just because I got really lucky with the boots, right? So it's one of those things where you can make an absolute ton of money doing Slayer, but I would highly recommend you have like a money making method where you can make at least 1 million GP an hour or something around that, or you could passively make money with doing, say, birdhouse runs, because you will need to slowly stack up money to pay for the expensive skills. And it's really gonna suck if you've already maxed everything out but you know, say need 99 herblore left or 99 construction and you don't have the money. That's gonna really suck. So I highly recommend you just slowly make money the whole time and stack it up to pay for your buyables. Now, it's the same thing for Ironman accounts. Instead of actually saving money for their buyables, they should be, you know, saving resources the whole time. So for herblore, you know, be running the Kingdom of Miscellanea and be doing your herb runs every single day, right? And you know, you just gotta slowly stack up all of the items over time instead of the GP, and it's something that really does take a long time to do on an Ironman account. And the reason it took me so long to max my account is because at the end there, I was running out of herbs, I was running out of planks, and I really needed these skilling supplies in order to max my account. So you know, the earlier you start collecting them and stacking them up in your bank, the easier and quicker it will be to max. Now, RuneScape has a lot of AFK activities and a lot of active activities, and you kind of should split them up, obviously, right? So I would recommend using mobile as much as you possibly can, and it is something I wish I used when I was going for maxing, because you can really benefit from this, right? So for example, you could set yourself up at Amethyst, right, for mining, and easily throughout the day you could get 100k mining XP and make a good amount of money too, right, with barely paying attention to the phone at all. You know, you tap it, you put it in your pocket, and then 5 minutes later you come out, you tap it again. It's really one of those things that I've just started to use a lot now, and I was like, why haven't I been using this for the past 5 years? It doesn't just have to be with mobile use. Make sure that you kind of split your activities up a little bit. I would recommend you always have, say, 2 to 4 different activities that you will be doing on the game rather than just one. This is where a lot of people kind of get stuck and where they burn out of the game, is because they are saying, I'm gonna get 99 agility, and that's all I'm gonna do until I get 99 agility. And 2 weeks later, they're at like 95 or something, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to play this game anymore, and they end up just logging out because that was all they had focused, and that's what they were gonna do, right? So it's one of those things where you always want to have, like I said, 2 to 4, maybe even 5, 6 different activities that you can go and do. For me currently right now, on my Ironman account anyways, if I really want to AFK, I will go to Amethyst. And if I want to AFK a little bit, I will go to Karambwans. And if I'm actively playing the game, I will go to Chambers of Xeric or Train Slayer, right? So I've got 4 different activities that I know I'm going to be doing. And depending on which mood I'm in, if I want to sit back, relax, and watch a movie, maybe I'll mine some Amethyst, right? Or if I'm, in the zone and I've got like 4 or 5 hours to play the game, we are going to be running some raids. So make sure you always have different activities that you can do. Now, this is something I would say you should do before maxing, is learn a boss or a raid before you max, because I was so focused on maxing and that's all I wanted to do, where I missed out on a lot of learning opportunity and a lot of fun, because I was always just, running agility labs, fletching at the bank, not wasting XP, and then like I would skip tasks that like Slayer bosses and stuff like that. Don't do that. Make sure you do enjoy the game a little bit too, and take a break from time to time. Like I just said, having different activities. Maybe one of your activities is, 1 or 2 days a week you go and kill a boss you like to do, or go raiding, or whatever it is. Definitely break up the grind a little bit and don't only focus on maxing, because I did that, and yeah, it still took me like 5-6 years, but it's one of those things where I missed out on a lot of learning and a lot of fun. Since maxing, however, I have kind of learned how to PVM, and it's very fun and exciting, but it's one of those things where I should have been learning it the entire journey of my Ironman account rather than after I already maxed. Now, how would you actually go about maxing your account? Now, I'm just going to be giving a brief sort of what I would recommend doing. I'm going to be making a guide later in the year on a very detailed maxing guide, so look forward to that. But anyways, for all of the combat stats, we're talking melee, HP, we've got range, and magic. You want to do all of this with training Slayer so that you can kind of knock 2 birds down with 1 stone. It's one of those things where Slayer takes so long anyways that you should easily be able to max all of your other skills off before you get 99 Slayer. And if somehow you don't, you could always go to the Nightmare Zone to say finish up some of the other skills like defense or maybe range, maybe even magic. But those other skills you can definitely train while you're going for 99 Slayer. Now, prayer is one of those things where, depending on how much money you have, is how you're going to train it. How I would personally train it is with just like regular dragon bones into the wilderness altar. This will be fairly expensive, but it's one of those things where it is cheaper than other methods, like using the gilded altar, whatever. And dragon bones are fast enough experience anyways, where you don't really need to use, say, like superior dragon bones or something. That's a little overkill in my opinion. Now, for rune crafting, there's multiple different ways that you could tackle this, but personally, the best way to train it would probably be either Guardians of the Rift or crafting blood runes. Now, the reason I like blood runes is because they are super AFK, and you do make a fair amount of money. Nothing like you used to, obviously, because the market crashed quite a bit for them, but you still make a pretty penny if you want to go do blood runes. Now, for 99 agility, there's also like quite a couple things that you could do. You could either just run the regular rooftop laps, or you could do the wilderness agility method where you can make an absolute ton of money. But a lot of people end up going to the Hallowed Sepulcher in order to finish off agility. Now, if you want to get 99 herb lore, it really depends if you're a main or an Ironman account. If you're a main, this is a very easy skill. You just buy all the potions and then make them, but it does cost quite a bit of money. And if you're an Ironman, this is probably the skill that you'll get to 99 last, just because collecting all the herbs and secondaries takes forever. But just make the best potions you can, or any potions you can if you're an Ironman, and you will eventually get 99 herb lore. For thieving, there is a couple of options. Personally, I did Pyramid Plunder. I just find it to be a really fun and relaxing mini game, sort of, and you can make a little bit of money there, but XP rates for thieving are crazy. You could also do arty nights or even like blackjacking, but it's one of those things where personally I just found thieving to be really annoying. So the least annoying version of it for me was Pyramid Plunder, and it's still like 220k XP per hour, so it's definitely up there. Now, for 99 crafting, again, if you are a main, this is a very easy skill. You probably just either buy the gems or you buy the hides and just knock 99 crafting out. Very simple. Or if you want to do it a cheaper way, you can actually do molten glass. And personally, what I did on my Ironman account, having to make all, like, whatever it was, 200,000 plus molten glass, and then craft them up with the glass blowpipe. So it definitely takes a long time to do, but if you are a main, take advantage because crafting can be very, very fast. So for fletching, again, it's a very, very easy skill to do. Even if you're an Ironman, it's very easy to do. A lot of people end up just doing like broad bolts or broad arrows, whatever it might be. Personally, what I did was get the Kingdom of Miscellanea to collect me an absolute ton of maple logs, just fletch those bad boys up. Or if you're a main, maybe just do like use magic. It's a very easy skill. And then Slayer is one of those skills where you just get tasks and complete them. I would highly recommend you do as many bossing tasks as possible so that you can learn how to boss, learn different mechanics, and make an absolute ton of money. And for construction, there's so many different ways you can actually train construction. You can do mahogany homes, which is sort of like a mini game, and you run around completing contracts. And this is actually a more engaging and fun way to train construction, and you can unlock some of the good rewards. What I would recommend you do is do mahogany homes until you have all of the rewards, complete the collection log for that, and then hop into the best training method that you can do, whether that be teak planks, mahogany, making mahogany tables. You can get about 1 million construction experience per hour, but it is fairly expensive. So, you know, just slowly do construction over time. It is very expensive, but it is a fast skill. So for 99 Hunter, if you started doing birdhouse runs right at the start, you probably will never actually need to train the hunter skill at all. But you'll at least have 80, 90 by the time you even want to train it anyway. So I would recommend doing herbivore. It's probably the most chill method of hunter rather than doing the box traps. But if you want to do red chinchompas or black chinchompas, be my guest. You will make a little bit of money, but I would just recommend doing herbivore. It's very, very chill and still pretty damn good experience. So for mining, you will probably want to do the mother lode mine. There is a few different options. There's a couple mini games for mining, such as blast mine, right? It's one of the slower skills in the game for sure. I think the fastest XP is mining granite in the desert, but yeah, it's very click intensive and honestly not a lot of fun. So I would recommend saving mining to be one of your AFK activities. Even mother lode mine, shooting stars, stuff like that will eventually get you into 99 mining. I will have to say though, it was one of the slowest skills for me. So it's funny how smithing is actually one of the fastest skills. What you should do, main or Ironman account, is buy gold ore and basically just get 99 smithing with gold ore. There's also tons of different methods that you could use. You could, you know, get it really fast with like adamant plate bodies or whatever. But gold ore doesn't lose too much money at all, and it's still extremely fast over at the blast furnace. And that's personally how I got my 99 smithing. It won't take you too long at all, and it's fairly cheap. So for 99 fishing, you want to go to Temporis and unlock all of the rewards from there, complete the collection log. These are some very nice rewards, such as the tackle box, the fish barrel, very, very nice that you rewards you can get here. From there, you could either do, say, barbarian fishing, which is some pretty fast experience and could be AFK too, if you like it to be. Other than that though, You can either make some money fishing. You don't make a whole lot if you say you like anglerfish or dark crabs or something like that. But personally, what I did a lot of was catch carambons because they are very AFK, especially if you have the fish barrel. You have to bank like once every minute and you make a decent amount of money on this side. So either do temporis, barbarian fishing, or carambons. Now, cooking is an extremely fast skill, and usually the first skill that anyone gets to 99. Personally, you could just cook whatever you want and it will be fast, but if you want to get it really fast, you can actually make grapes or make wines by mixing jugs of water and grapes together, and it's extremely fast experience. So just do grapes or cook carambons, and you should have 99 cooking in like less than like, what, 40-50 hours? So for 99 fire making, let's be honest, you just go to Wintertod and that's the entire skill. I wish there was more content for fire making, but it is much better to just go to Wintertod than clicking and burning logs in a line all day. So yeah, just go to Wintertod. It should also be a very fast skill, 50 hours maybe. Woodcutting is a pretty slow skill, so it's one of those ones where there's a couple different ways that you can train it. A lot of people like to go to teaks and just knock it out that way. Personally, what I did was a ton of AFKing. For my 99 woodcutting, I pretty much played another account for a couple of months and was at the yew trees. Now, the reason I was doing this was because I was an Ironman, right? And I wanted those yew trees to fletch and then elk so that I would make a ton of money in the early game. So that's personally what I did. I pretty much spent 2 months chopping yew trees to get my 99 woodcutting. It was definitely really painful, but it, paid off in the end. Now, farming is a skill that you should probably already have really high if you started it at the very start. But, just plant all of the seeds you can. Make sure you're keeping up with doing your farm runs every single day. But it's one of those things now where if you don't have 99 yet and it's your last skill for some odd reason, you could end up going to the tithe farm and just knocking it out that way. But another really good way to keep up with your doing your farming is log your character out in the farming guild every day so that you can wake up, complete the contract type thing, and right from the farming guild start your run off. And it's a good way to never forget, and that's personally what I did. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today. I hope you guys max this year, and I hope this video will help you in order to do that. Maxing was definitely a lot of fun, some of the most fun I've ever had on this game, but don't make it stressful, and if you don't want to do something, you don't have to, right? We're playing this game to have fun, so if you find running agility laps fun like I did, then go for the max cape, you know what I mean? Or if you really want to push yourself and set a goal and get it completed, then go for the max cape, but don't do it if you don't want to. It's one of those things, right? But I believe in you guys. You can knock it out this year. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next video. See ya later.